Pascal Siakam, Norman Powell, Marc Gasol, Kyle Lowry, Serge Ibaka. This is the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajith, and wow, was that a first quarter to watch and witness. Shooting 90% from three in that quarter, 9 of 10, almost at a franchise high. I mean, almost tied a franchise high of 10 threes to start the game in that first quarter. But the only bad thing I could say about that quarter was that Brooklyn started off 8-0 and then ended up having a lead of 12-2. And it seemed like we were going to have an offensive slump, but it came out of nowhere. Our transition defense was amazing. We just played defense. Our defense was on point tonight, and it led to a lot of transition buckets. And we're a really good transition team. And we ended up beating them or winning that quarter 38-31. And then that was the only quarter we gave up where we gave up 30 points or more, because the rest of the game we held them under 30 points. And the second quarter, they outscored us by 29-27, and we were up by 5 going into halftime. And the third, same story. Well, actually, we scored 2 more points than them, and we won that quarter 25-23. And in the fourth, we were up 20-19. We outscored them by 1 point, and we ended up winning the game 110-102. And Pascal Siakam was Pascal Siakam tonight. Norman Powell, he's been the most consistent guy. I mentioned it many times in the past few games where we've been on this losing streak. And with Van Vliet out tonight, he stepped up again. And I told you, with Norman Powell, if he knows he's going to get the minutes, he doesn't overthink what he does, and he makes less mistakes. And he was driving to the basket like he does. He's very explosive. We all know that. And his three-point shot was looking beautiful tonight. Marc Gasol, was that a vintage Marc Gasol or what? I felt like we were watching him play in Memphis for a sec there. Serge Ibaka too. Looked like he had one of those OKC nights. Definitely to start the game, or even before the game started, he did say that his ankle wasn't 100% yet. But we had our front court players, aside from OG Anunoby and Rondae, all of them had a double-double tonight. Starting off with Marc Gasol. I'm going to read his stats right now, and you guys might be amazed. I told you, him and OG were really trying to rebound that ball past few games. But tonight, he had 17 points, 15 rebounds, and 2 assists in 34 minutes. He was 6 of 11 from the field, and he was 3 of 5 from the three-point line. He was searching for his offense tonight. And Norman Powell, 33 minutes, 25 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 10 of 15 from the field, 5 of 7 from the three-point line, and he had 2 blocks. And Pascal Siakam, 35 minutes, he had another 30-10 game, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 10 of 26 from the field. Wasn't that efficient, but he was efficient from the three-point line. He had he was 3 of 5 from the three-point line, and 7 of 10 from the free throw line with 3 blocks and 3 steals. Kyle Lowry, 39 minutes, played the most minutes of any Raptor tonight, and he had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 of 14 from the field, 2 of 8 from the three-point line, and 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Now, he wasn't that efficient, but he did make clutch plays throughout the game, and you knew he was going to play more minutes without Van Vliet in the lineup. And the bench really didn't produce tonight. Like I mentioned earlier, Rondae wasn't that great. He got benched after a bit. Terrence Davis didn't have a great game, and he was basically the main point guard there. They did go big, actually. They put Ibaka and Marc Gasol together at the same time. I believe even Pascal Siakam was there too. And they rebounded the hell out of that ball because Brooklyn was going small majority of the night. DeAndre was there, and they did give up a few offensive rebounds there. But most of the night, they were taking care of business on the boards. And Patrick McCaw came in. He was like the 6th man off the bench, along with Serge Ibaka. They were the 6 and 7 people off the bench, or in the rotation. Sorry, they were the first 2 to come into the game after halfway through the first quarter, or like 4 minutes left of the first quarter. And Patrick McCaw had a horrible offensive game. He had 2 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 of 7 from the field, 0 of 5 from the three-point line. And they were trying to get him going. He just didn't go. And he played 29 minutes. Serge Ibaka, 21 minutes, 12 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 4-7 from the field, 0-1 from 3, and 4-4 from the free throw line with 2 blocks and 2 steals. The starting lineup carried us, basically. I mean, not all five starters, but everyone but OG were all in double figures tonight. OG was having a difficult night. He had 5 points in 21 minutes, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from the 1 of 3 from the three-point line. He got into foul trouble, so that's why he couldn't get a rhythm. But Serge Ibaka came in and took care of business and gave us some solid bench points. Even though we didn't get much, it was enough for what we needed to get the job done. And overall as a team, us and Brooklyn both scored 39% from the field. They were 39 of 101 from the field, and we were 38 of 98 from the field. They shot 26% from the three-point line, and they were 12 of 46 from beyond the arc. And we shot 35% and we were 14 of 40 beyond the arc. We shot 80% from the free throw line, and they shot 71% from the free throw line. We were 20 of 25 from the free throw line, and they were 12 of 17 from the free throw line. Turnovers, I told you for a fact that the Raptors needed to take care of their turnover problem because they were starting to turn it over for no reason. Careless turnovers from time to time. They only had 11 tonight, and they forced Brooklyn to have 20. And with those turnovers, they were able to get in transition and go crazy. And when we get in transition and everyone starts feeling themselves, that's when we're at our best, and that's when the Raptors usually blow teams out and they're feeling good, and they pile up wins. That's how we were doing so well in the first 19 games that we were playing in the season. Assists, we had 21, not the best. We usually were averaging anywhere from 25 to 30, but some of our threes weren't going in. And if they did, or even some of the bunnies that we had at the basket, these guys missed very easily. We could have had a good 26, 27 assists. Brooklyn had 24. Rebounding, we still lost the rebounding category. We had 51 rebounds in total, 10 offensive rebounds. They had 59 with 13 offensive rebounds. We had 10 blocks, which is really good for the night. They had 7. We had 10 steals. They had 4. Personal fouls, we had 23, they had 20, and no technical fouls. Although Norman did have one possession where it was called a charge, and then Nick Nurse challenged it, and we won the challenge, which is maybe the second or third challenge we won all season. His record is pretty bad. But all in all, Brooklyn, we took care of business at home. We were on a 3-game losing streak, and we ended that. And I believe our streak is still on for winning home games against the Atlantic Division. And the Raptors, who they play next? They're playing, Cleveland, what's up? Play Cleveland on Monday. Should be another game we should take care of. It's at home. And there isn't really much to be excited about. I hope we do get someone to deal with that offensive rebounding situation. I don't know if we're going to trade Ibaka or Lowry. I hope they don't. I feel like this team is still good enough to do damage in the playoffs. Realistically, if I'm thinking with my head, I know we're not going to win a championship. But do I think we can make a conference finals if everyone makes their shots and everything clicks? Hell yeah. And my thing with this team right now is they need to find their offensive consistency, and they need to learn how to get back in that crazy defensive stance. Like they're giving up 100 points now easily, and we need to figure out a way to play better defense like we did in the beginning. Because I feel like the tenacity, the level of defense that they were playing, it's come down a bit. And I know it has something to do with the fact that our lineups haven't been consistent with all the injuries, with Patrick McCaw going in and out of the lineup, Fred VanVleet now going in and out of the lineup, Kyle Lowry being in and out of the lineup, Serge Ibaka being in and out of the lineup. So, we know there's reasons for it, and we got to figure out ways to obviously fix it as time goes on and as the season goes through. But we'll see. Raptors fans were always hopeful. And knowing Masai, he might make some sort of deal. Tomorrow is officially the 6-month period of the probation period where, people that signed a contract are officially able to get traded. So we can probably see some people getting traded soon, maybe even tomorrow. Kevin Love is a name on the market. Tristan Thompson, you don't know yet, but I'm hoping some noise happens from now to the trade deadline. And I'm hoping it happens for the Raptors because I know we need some three-point shooting still, and we need some offensive rebounding and rebounding in general. We know that. And I know all our positions are filled pretty deep, so I don't know what there is to do or who we can get rid of and who we can bring in. But we shall see. The good thing is this losing streak at home did not continue, and the Raptors took care of business. Our record against teams over 500 right now is 4-8, which is not good at all. But it's telling you that we're taking care of business against the teams we should be taking care of. And I know people are going to be like, oh, that doesn't matter. No, it does matter because that's how you end up having a good record going into the playoffs. We need to win every game we can possibly win to get the highest seed possible so that we can have home court for as many rounds as we can. I feel like we need to have at least second place like last season, but it's going to be more important for us this year because we do not have that superstar, and his name is not Kawhi, and Pascal Siakam's still figuring out his way, and he had a great game tonight. Don't get it twisted. He did, but that doesn't mean we get carried away with it because Brooklyn's not that great of a team, and they don't got defenders that can guard Pascal like the Clippers, the Lakers, Milwaukee, Philly. You see him not do that well against those teams. So that's still something that has to be corrected. And wishful thinking. Wait and see. Hopefully, with the more practices he gets throughout the season, he can figure out all those defenses. And, when doubles do come, he can figure out ways not to turn over the ball and get it to the open man so that, we can be more efficient from the field and not just turn over the ball and take contested shots all the time. But yeah, that's going to do it for now. I really don't have anything much negative to say, but those little inconsistent moments we have throughout quarters where we have a big lead and then we give it up and then we have to go back and fight again to get it. Like that, we have to figure out as well. But as long as we get the W, that's all I can be happy about. No matter what, whether it's a dirty game or a full-out clean sweep, it doesn't matter. A win is a win. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed this podcast episode. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the Brooklyn versus the Raptors game. And stay tuned till our next episode on the podcast when Cleveland comes in and gets their butts kicked as usual. But till then, stay blessed, stay woke, and peace!